How's it going, Charles Bowenson? All right, so we're going to be talking about something that it just really bothers me sometimes. I'll just cover two things. One, I haven't put out a video in a while. And number two, yes, I'm wearing sunglasses. The reason being is that my hair is out of control right now. So I got to contain it some way without putting on a hat. So we're going to be talking about patience. I'm not a patient guy at all. I live in New York City. New York City is not a patient city. We don't sit around waiting for things, ever. Food, transportation, people, phone calls, text messages, deliveries, anything. Waiting for tables, restaurants, it doesn't matter. I can give you endless lists of New York City of not being patient. There's that type of patient, which is things that you want now. Answers, Google searches, emails, text messages, phone calls back, voicemails back. There's that kind of patience. And then there's the other type of patience. And this is the patience that I'm talking about today, which is building something. Building a business, building a following, building your skill set, getting smarter, getting fitter. People that, you can go in any industry. I'll pick on the top four. Health. Someone will go to the gym for a week and they're like, I didn't lose any weight. I was just talking to someone recently and they said that exact same thing. Literally, they're like, oh, I just joined Equinox. Cool, all right. How often did you go? 3 days. Oh, nice. They're like, yeah, I didn't see any results. Dude, you went 3 days. You went 3 days. First of all, what did you do during those 3 days? Second of all, did you change your eating habits? It's like, this is the biggest thing is like, oh, I started calling on for business. I started calling for business. Oh, fantastic. Did you wake up at 9, 10? Did you leave voicemails? Did you follow up with them? Or did you just call once? Did you just go to the gym once? Did you just put out a couple of YouTube videos and you expect 1 million people to see this? Dude, the people watching this right now, like at one time, probably in 5 to 10 years, like I'm gonna be a big deal. Like it's gonna happen. I don't know when it's gonna happen. I just know compounding all these videos and my business and my social media and everything, something's gonna click, I'm gonna leverage that, and then I'm gonna compound that, and then I'm gonna be a big deal. And it'll probably be 5 or 10 years. Every, I don't know, couple of months, I get another 100 subscribers. There's people with millions of subscribers. Casey Neistat. Casey Neistat, he went 5 years, 500,000 subscribers. In 1 year or like 2 years, he on top of that has gained another like 2.5 million subscribers. Like he gained triple the amount in a quarter of the time. Why? Because he was producing content. What does that have to do with anything? Producing content is like going to the gym consistently, calling on business consistently, saying I love you and the relationship gets better, reading all these books consistently. There's no destination. You're not going to just arrive. Michael Jordan, after one championship, didn't retire. He didn't be like, okay, I'm done. He went on to win many, 6. I hope that's the right number. I think it's the right number. But what made him get better? He knew what he did worked, which is arrive before everyone else and leave after everyone else. And then work your ass off in between. That's the same thing with you. He didn't like go out and shoot 100 free throws maybe a couple of times a week, maybe like 3 or 4 times a week, and like maybe hit the gym, maybe eat right, and then he drank the rest of the time. No, that's not a success. And then do you expect, you know what it's like? It's like watching someone who was a huge success in high school, huge success in college, and then they make it to the pros, like Johnny Manziel. Perfect example. He makes it to the pros. He's a big partier. He's like the man in college. Johnny Manziel is a popular quarterback, or he was. He played for the Cleveland Browns, blah, blah, blah. And he made it. He made it, which meant, in his mind, he made it to the pros. And then he turned into a partier. He kept that same kind of mentality, which does not work in the pros. And now he's not respected. He's just another Ryan Leaf. He's just a fluke. Ryan Leaf was a guy, he got drafted, huge, supposed to be a huge star, and then went nowhere. Why? Because he wasn't consistent. He wasn't patient. He thought what worked in the past was going to work in the future. All right. So when you're building your grade point average, when you're building your business, you have to be, when you're building anything, there's two types of patience. When you're building something, you have to be patient. When you're building anything, building up your body, building up a relationship, building up your business, you have to be patient. It will happen. One of the best pieces of advice, I think that's the correct terminology. One of the best pieces of advice I heard this year was consistently do what you know will work, because this is the best piece of advice. You don't know when it's going to hit. You don't know when that phone call is going to come. You don't know when that big break is going to come. You know, people talk about the 15-year overnight success. You've been working your butt for 15 years. It's like my dad gets mad at a pro athlete because they make, you know, 22 million or 15 million or 10 million right out of college, or, you know, their number. For you to be drafted top 10, top 20, top 30, top 50, top 100, whatever, you worked with no pay. You worked your tail off for 15 years, 20 years before you even saw a paycheck. You deserve all the accolades. You deserve all the money. But that's when the real game begins. So when your big time comes, because you're patient and you put in the time and you didn't know when it was going to happen, that's when you make your money. That's when you make your money. But here's the other side of patience. Don't be patient on what you need to do today. Be patient on the outcome you expect to happen. The money, the business, the relationship, the body you want, the house you want, the cars you want, the vacation home, whatever you want, whatever outcome you want. First of all, don't be outcome dependent. In other words, don't depend on getting the car or the house. Because if you depend on it and you get it, you're like, is that it? I got the car, I got the house. That happened to me. I got this apartment. I got this sick apartment. It's a duplex with a huge outdoor space in New York City. I'm like, I made it. And then I'm like, I'm not happy, you know, because I thought getting this apartment would make me happy. What's going to make you happy is consistently growing, being patient for the next big thing, being patient for the bigger apartment or the bigger business. So for me, I know growing as an individual, which is a journey, not a destination. It's not like, oh, I've arrived. I got my $1 million, I got my relationship, I got my child or my wife or my white picket fence, or I got my job, or I got that one exclusive on a home because I'm a real estate agent. No, dude, or ma'am, that's not how it works. Or I got an A on a test. No. You know, I know someone that watches this, I think she's in dance. You don't arrive in dance. There's so many facets of dancing. It's like, say you make it to New York City and you're like a huge hit. The whole show is based around you. There's that portion of your life. It's going to come to an end. Then you can teach it. Then you can open a school. The journey never ends. That's the biggest thing. So be patient on the journey. People want things like this, which is good, but not for the things that they're building. It's good to want things like results on a phone call or your body. But the thing is, they're impatient and then they stop. January 17th is the national cutoff date for when people, on average, stop going to the gym. January 17th. Why? Because that's 17 or 16 days after New Year's. They stop. Because they say, I haven't seen an immediate result. Just over 2 weeks later, I'm done. I'm done. That's ridiculous. So all I could say is be impatient on things that you need to do. The actual tasks, phone calls, going to the gym, eating right, saying I love you, approaching that pretty girl, practicing an instrument, practicing dance, shooting free throws, running, whatever your focus is. Be impatient on doing the tasks, but be patient on where you want to go. The following you want to build, the money you want to build, the career, the business, the people, the accolades, the fame, whatever you want to build. Be patient on that. Because we've all seen the child actor who's nothing now. Because they've arrived. And they thought that was it. And then they notice, I have another 50 years left in life. What am I going to do? I guess I'm just going to be known as Steve Urkel or as Dustin Diamond in what is it? Saved by the Bell, you know. Look at those guys. So be patient on where you want to go. Be impatient on the tasks that you need to do today. I hope that helps. Clearly, you know, I'm very passionate about it because I was impatient on how many subscribers I should have, how much money I should have by now. I thought I'd be a millionaire, to be honest. I'm 30, turning 31, like really soon. I'm like, I need to be a million. Like at 25, I was like, I'm going to be a multi-millionaire by 30. I'm going to be a huge business. Well, you know what? It took a lot longer than I expected. But I'm reading an amazing book called The E-Myth. This is only for entrepreneurs, and I'll be detailing that one. And Leaders Eat Last, amazing book by Simon Sinek. I'm going to be doing book reviews on that. So subscribe to the videos. You'll be seeing 4 book reviews coming out. I just needed to get this video out because it really meant a lot to me. So have an awesome day. Spread the word. And here's to 700 subscribers. You know, in the future, I'll be like, I can't believe I actually had 700 subscribers. But you know what? I'm patient. But I'm impatient on making videos. That's my task. Have an awesome day. God bless. See you guys soon.